Great to see you here again. My name is Luc de Custer, founder of the Custer Academy. And in this video, we're going to have a look at the different types of standard normal tables that you can find when you try to calculate those percentages starting from the Z value. But before we continue, don't forget to click the subscribe button, click on the bell button, so every time we have a new video, YouTube will inform you about it. At the first type of tables, or the first type that you can find, we have the cumulative percentage here for all values smaller than Z, and I put here the X value because we are going to calculate basically the Z value there. I replaced it by Z now, so we're going to see what are the elements here, and we look at the left from Z and we read that percentage from the Z table. You can recognize this table for two reasons. The first reason, that the Z value for Z equal to 0, the percentage that is given is 50, or you will read it like 0.5 exactly. The other thing is that you will find also negative values in this table. In some cases they only give the positive values, but if you have a complete table, we find from also the negative values. A table looks like this. So we have here Z, and on the first column, the Z values, you find Z 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.1, and 0.5, and so on. And on the top row, you find the next decimal, the next element that we have to put. So when we look at 0 and 0, we see 0.000, and we find 0.5. So when we continue at a different place, we go to the 4 and the 0. Basically, we have there the percentage for a Z value 0.04. When we look at 0.4 as Z, and we look at 0.46, you go horizontally 0.4, and then you take the column with the 6, and you find there for 0.46, you find a percentage of 0. Or let's say a value of 0.6772, which means that to the left you find or you have 67.72% of the data which are there. Now let's have a small example. Let's say Z is equal to 0.23. So I first select the row where we have 0.2, and then we find the column where we have 3. So basically the intersection what we have here is in fact the percentage corresponding with the Z value of 0.23. And basically that is the surface that we find. In this case, everything to the left of a Z value equal to 0.3 is equal to 59.10%. So that's the first type of table you can find. You can also have the negative values here. We only looked at positive Z values, but we come back to that later in this series of videos. The second element that we have is in fact a second type of table that we can find, and now we find the cumulative percentage for values between 0 and Z. So we have the similar table here, or the similar graph, and we're going to find here the percentage for X between the average and the average plus a number of standard deviations, Z times the standard deviations. And we will only read the gray surface from the Z table. If we want to know everything to the left, then we have to add 50% to the value that we get out of the table. We can recognize this table when for Z equal to 0, the percentage is equal to 0. So this is how the table looks like. Basically it's the same, but all the values are just exactly 0.5% or 0.5 less than in the previous table. For 0, 0, we have 0, so we know it's the table that is only giving you the gray surface as shown in the graph. We're going to look at Z equals 2.3, sorry. We take the row again of 0.2. We look at the intersection with 3 on the top row, and we find in this case that the percentage, the gray percentage, is equal to 9.10%. And that's basically this gray zone that we find here. If we want to find everything to the left of Z, we have to add 50% to the value, and we will find 59.10%. So basically that's what I wanted to explain to you, how you can use those different normalized tables based on the Z value. There are two possibilities you may have, so it's always very good to have a look at the table that you have, so you identify what values are given. You make a little drawing, it can help you to see what you are doing, and basically you can do the calculations following the instructions like I gave you in these two slides. Thank you very much. This is the end of this video. Like always, don't forget to click the subscribe button, click the bell button, and of course, I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next video. Thank you, and bye-bye.